more slowly than expected, implying that oil and gas demand may be stronger for longer. It further said aero majors are looking to plug production and cash flow gaps by investing more upstream. U.S. majors and some emerging majors have already used M&A to expand and extend upstream exposure. The Poultry Association of Nigeria PAN Lagos State Chapter, along with key players in the sector, have expressed concern over the rising cost of raw materials for egg production, which continues to drive up the price of eggs. They further called on the federal government to intervene in order to stabilize the market. Now, speaking with journalists in Lagos on Sunday, the chairman of PAN, Mr. Mojid Iola, attributed the price hike to the soaring cost of raw materials for bird feed. Stakeholders highlighted that eggs, once the most affordable source of protein, are now becoming increasingly unaffordable for many Nigerians. The World Bank has urged the Nigerian government to increase its investment in nutrition programs, highlighting the potential for substantial economic returns. According to the Global Financial Institution, every dollar spent on nutrition could yield up to $23 in return, underscoring the critical importance of addressing malnutrition, particularly among vulnerable populations. This appeal comes amid alarming rates of child stunting and maternal anemia in Nigeria, which pose serious challenges to the nation's health and economic development. The World Bank's investment framework for nutrition highlights that globally, investing in nutrition is not just about health, it's about economic growth. Now, the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers, NATCOM, has called on the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, to approve a marginal 10% tariff increase for telecom companies to alleviate the rising operational costs in the sector. Mr. Adeolu Ogunbanjo, National President of NATCOMs, in a statement to the newsmen said that the tariff hike is necessary for telecom companies to sustain their operations and improve service quality. He emphasized that the current economic conditions are severely impacting telecom operators, making it crucial for stakeholders to find a balanced solution. Let's take a break to return to Stock Market Report.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Welcome back to Business News on Housing TV Africa. Now to stock market reports. The Nigerian stock market recorded gains this week, with the all-share index rising by 0.48% to close the second week in October in the green, driven by momentum in the consumer goods and the oil and gas sectors. ASI grew up 463.65 points, closing at 98,070.28, up from 97,606.63 points the week before it. This growth was driven by strong price action in stocks like Transcorp Power PLC, Micure Industries PLC, plus the consumer goods sector, which grew up 1.42%. A total of 33 equities appreciated in value this week, higher than 29 in the prior week. Meanwhile, 43 equities declined, lower than the 52 seen the previous week. Now, investors in Aradel Holdings PLC lost a total of 845 billion naira 4 days after the company's shares were listed on the Nigerian Exchange Limited, NGX. Aradel Holdings, an integrated energy company, listed 4.34 billion shares on the NGX main board on October 14, 2024, through listing by introduction. The shares were initially priced at 702.69 naira per share, boosting NGX market capitalization by 3.5 trillion naira. A major milestone in the oil and gas sector's participation in Nigerian stock market. However, its market capitalization, which stood at 3.354 trillion naira after Monday trading, depreciated to 2.717 trillion naira by the close of transactions on Friday, shedding 845 billion naira. Now, the Standards Organizations of Nigeria has called on Nigerians to use only certified compressed natural gas (CNG) refueling stations to ensure safety following a recent cylinder explosion at NIPCO's CNG refueling station in Benin City, Edo State. In a statement on Sunday, the Director General of SON, Dr. Ifeanyi Okeke, stressed the importance of adhering to standards to protect lives and property. According to SON, the preliminary investigations into the Benin explosion revealed that the cylinder used at the station did not meet approved CNG standards, failing to live to the federal government initiative which aims to drive economic growth and facilitating the efficient movement of people, goods, and services. SON has deployed 88 standards to regulate the sector, attract investors, and guarantee quality service delivery. The organization maintained that all CNG equipment and conversion kits must conform to these standards before being certified for public use. Now, federal government has in a bill proposed a 5% excise duty on telecommunication services, gaming and betting activities as part of a new bill to overhaul Nigeria's tax framework. The bill, titled A Bill for an Act to Repeal Certain Acts on Taxation and Consolidate the Legal Frameworks Relating to Taxation and enact the Nigerian Tax Act to provide for taxation of income, transactions, and instruments and related matters, was dated October 4, 2024 and obtained from the National Assembly. The proposed legislation seeks to introduce excise duties on services such as telecoms, gaming, gambling, lotteries, and betting provided in Nigeria. Scheduled to this act in a manner as may be prescribed by the service, a breakdown of the excise duty structure in the bill indicates that telecoms services, including postpaid and prepaid services regulated by the Nigerian Communications Commission, will attract a 5% duty. The bill also introduces guidelines on currency transactions, specifying that any difference between the prevailing Central Bank of Nigeria exchange rate and the actual transaction rate will be subject to excise duty. The new tax regime forms part of the government's strategy to boost non-oil revenue amidst fiscal pressures. With rapid growth in the telecoms and betting sectors, authorities are looking to widen the revenue base. That's not much we can take on business news on Housing TV Africa. Before we go, a recap of our top stories. MTN Nigeria unveils eco-friendly SIM cards. Lagos eyes $38.58 billion coconut market with increased production. InterSwitch harps on local payment solutions to drive inclusive growth. Nigeria, Benin Republic boost trades with